We all aspire to live a life of meaning and purpose, to make positive and lasting contributions to society at large. My dad accomplished all this and more during his 85 years. He was an inspiration and role model for me and my brother, not just while growing up as kids, but also as we entered young adulthood and middle age. These are words that come to mind when I think of my dad. Generous, selfless, kind-hearted, thoughtful, encouraging, humbling. Patient, he had the patience of a saint. Wise, a great listener. Now, many colleagues and friends would use similar words to describe him. And what I'm saying is that he was exactly the same person in private with his family as he was at work or in the community. In other words, he treated everybody with kindness, decency, and respect. And he made others feel as though they were being heard. I'd like to briefly share a few memories. My dad indulged our love of music and sports, and he really wanted to be able to relate to us and to understand our lives. A few examples. First, with music. My brother and I were in a rock band. One day, our dad bought a bass guitar and an amplifier, even though he'd never played bass. Why? So he could learn, so he could jam with us, and be a part of our lives. In fact, I distinctly remember him mastering the bass line to the Star Wars theme song. Another example, he attended a rock concert with us, Jefferson Starship, early 1980s. We had balcony seats. During the final encore, he went down to the arena floor, joined the rowdy crowd, and got as close to the stage as possible. He wanted to take in the experience fully and completely. And he probably would have held up a Bic lighter if he had one. It's worth emphasizing that my dad was a music and art lover. He felt that classical music in particular sustained him, provided strength and peace of mind, and helped him grow spiritually. So the fact that he went out of his way to get involved in our kind of music, which was not classical music, says a lot about his desire to understand us, to relate to us, and to show his love. Sports. My dad drove us to Oakland so many times over the years to see baseball and hockey games, the A's and Seals. For those of you not from Northern California, it is a significant distance between Davis, where we grew up, and Oakland. Today I'm a diehard hockey fanatic as a result of all of those Seals games we went to way back in the day. Here's a truly embarrassing story, and I'm still embarrassed after all of these years. One day while driving home after an A's game, I had an accident in my pants. I simply could not hold it in. I must have said something because my dad pulled off the freeway, drove into a gas station, and cleaned me up. It would have been completely understandable for him to chastise or belittle me or to express anger because of our delayed trip home. But he was exceedingly kind and gentle as he took on this rather unpleasant task. And in that moment, he was the ultimate example of patience and love when it would have been easy to be anything but loving or patient. My dad learned to ski with us. We took countless trips to Boreal Ridge, Squaw Valley, and other major ski resorts in the Sierra Nevadas. He knew we were enthusiastic about skiing, and just as with music, wanted to not only understand our world, but to participate fully in it. In recent years, he made it known that his favorite place to visit outside of California was Washington, D.C., where my family and I live. He absolutely loved Washington, saying it was the perfect blend of power, culture, and history. The Smithsonian's East Wing Gallery of National Art was his sanctuary. He spent hours there, taking in the classic works of art. He found it uplifting and inspiring to be in the presence of artistic beauty. And it should come as no surprise at all that the Korean War Memorial was also very meaningful. He would visit on every trip. It's a blessing that my dad attended our daughter's high school graduation 2 years ago. That turned out to be his last trip to DC. Fortunately, he had the opportunity during that trip to enjoy commencement exercises as well as visit his favorite museums and monuments. In his autobiography released in 2012 entitled Beyond the Battle Line, The Korean War and My Life, he writes about his declining health and acknowledges the fact that he is no longer able to maintain the same level of activity as in the past. I quote, "I feel that we need to modify our life's priority to live day by day with thankfulness, gratitude, honesty, diligence, and integrity. And the most important task left for us to do is to take care of our health until God calls us." God has indeed called him home, where he is now surrounded by beautiful music and art. May we all remember my dad's words. Live day by day with thankfulness, gratitude, honesty, diligence, and integrity. There could be no better way to honor my dad's memory than for all of us to move forward and carry out our remaining years in this way. Thank you.